Hey everyone, it's Susie, and I have a couple more of the new style paper bag journals that I was working on done. I only have 2 available. I had more, but they have all sold, so but these 2. And anyway, I made one in the vintage bicycles and then one in dress forms. So I'm going to start with the dress form, which I really liked how it came out. I did just tie it with some of that white, they called it wedding dress, sari silk. And anyway, I will post the link of where I got that sari silk. I'm blank on the name right now, but I had posted in an earlier video on that Cottage Journal magazine journal. And anyway, so I'll go back and look because the name just has left me. So anyway, here is the dress form, and I've just got the same kind of lace as I did on the bicycle, the vintage bicycle one that I did kind of in the shabby chic. It's using the bag that I have just folded kind of in an accordion fold. But anyway, this is the dress form on the front. Very pretty, very vintage. I have just the journaling paper in the front. And you open it up, and I have just some of this lace here. I have an old rusted safety pin there. I want to check and make sure I've got it in frame. Excuse me. And then here is my little book that I've made. It has a stationery set that I had bought at Hobby Lobby on sale there, and it does have a scripture verse on the other side. He has made everything beautiful in its time, Ecclesiastes 3:11. And anyway, it's just got the journaling paper, and then here's where I've just kind of collaged the paper there and stitched on it. These little books are very time consuming. You know, you wouldn't think they are, but they're very time consuming when you make a few of them. So here is the little booklet there with the different sized papers. And then here is the dress form here that I've just added some trim. I got it from the yarn section, I think at Joann's. And then here is a couple of, this is an old vintage sewing machine there. Just placed for journaling, and then some more collaging. I had wanted to make at least four of some of the little vintage girls. I had some new images that I had gotten off Pinterest, but I just didn't have time to make them. So I've got them put back. They're already cut out and all. I just have to put them together. So maybe later on, before Christmas, I can get some made. I've got a couple of custom orders I have to get out this month and then in October. So anyway, I won't be doing as many projects as I have been. So anyway, here's a couple of just a little tags. This is a little dress form, and then there's a vintage dress form there. Of course, the little flip up with the doily there. And then here is another little booklet. I mean, it's pretty identical to the other bicycle one. Then I have some different images and things. So here is the journaling paper there. I've added a little fabric tab there, or lace tab, that crocheted lace. Some seam binding and a little rosette there. And then here is the little booklet. I've just kind of collaged it, some different papers in there. And that just sits on there. And then some more, of course, the collage here on the front of the pocket. Excuse me, I got a frog. Okay, so here is the old vintage sewing machine with a little bit of that gathered sheer ribbon there. Here's a piece of just some scraps that I've cut off, and I just collaged a little bit, made a tab there. Then here is a little dress form on my little envelope pocket here. A couple of little dress forms there, or that's bobbins there, or thread. And then there's the dress form. And then I had just this little letter here that I had gotten from a Bow Bunny set that I had, that I didn't think I'd use those, but I ended up just using them there. I used A for alterations. And then here is just another collage. I've just used one of the rusted safety pins and did, you know, some lace and seam binding on a library card. And then here's another image of that old sewing machine. I love that image. And then here is that dress form there. D is for dress form, so. And then this is some thread in a basket. And anyway, just a place for journaling. And then here I've just kind of tried to simulate a little bit of a dress form there, and put a little rosette and stuff there, some of that gathered sheer ribbon. Belly band with a little collage on it, and just a little journaling spot there. So anyway, this is my my dress form vintage style, or new style of bag album there. And I am still going to do a quick tutorial on how I fold these bags and the size of the bag, so if anybody wants to try to make that. I just haven't had time to do it yet, but I haven't forgotten about it. And here is my bicycle, my vintage bicycles. I've made a little flower there out of the sari silk. Just kind of collage, some seam binding and lace there. This is a really pretty bicycle. It has this is a bakery. I see the name of it here. It's got cakes, and it's got sweet treats here, and some roses that are really pretty, and then a little pink bicycle with some flowers in it. Really pretty image for the front. Of course, it has the paper in the front. And then here is the bicycle. And it also has that stationery in it with the scripture verse. And then I've got my paper collaged, and of course some collage there. This one isn't quite as shabby chic as the other one was, but when I got started it just kind of went its own direction. I had intentions of making it like the other. It just didn't happen that way, so. And then here is that little booklet there, tied some of the lace on it. And then here is an old suitcase with a couple of old cameras and some old books. I thought was really pretty. Old bicycle leaned up against a tree. Looks like it's some pretty roses or carnations or something there in the basket. And then here is my little flip. I did this one in a white with some pinks seam binding. This is the little image that I used in the other book there. Place for journaling, a library card, and then just some more of the collaged paper. I hope I'm not getting out of frame. It's so easy to do when you've got these long journals. They just seem to get out of frame very easy. And then I have the old bicycle here. This is my favorite old bicycle right here. And some more of the paper just for journaling. And then here is the little booklet that's got some of the collaging on it. Just some papers. And then here is some more just collaging of fabric and crocheted lace and seam binding. And here is the very back, which I didn't put anything on either one of these on the back so that it wouldn't have to worry about getting anything kind of scraped up. Here is that beautiful, I love this vintage bicycle. It is my favorite photo of all. And then I did some collage there on the just random scraps of paper. A vintage bicycle there. And then here is some images here. I did a bigger one of that suitcase. I really liked both those images. And then here is just some of that gathered sheer ribbon, just some collaging. Here is actually the photo that I used on the front cover of the very first one I did on my new style paper bags, journals. And then here I just did some collaging there and a library card. And then I've got a fabric belly band here and just a place for journaling, a little spot there. So anyway, and some collaging with a little pin there. But anyway, this is the bicycle. So these are the two that I've come up with. And like I said, I do have some of the old vintage children that I really want to do some out of, but it'll probably be closer to the end of the year before I can get them done. But anyway, thanks so much. Oh, and if you're interested, of course, these two will be listed on Etsy. So anyway, thanks so much for watching.